You are lying in bed, the house is quiet, then you hear it. A creak on the stairs, or maybe just the pipes settling, and your heart is already pounding before your mind has caught up. You know it is probably nothing. Your body does not agree. And the real answer for why is far stranger than you think. This is not nerves. This is not overthinking. This is a system inside you that is millions of years old, and it never got the memo that the world changed. Your brain has a small almond-shaped structure called the amygdala. Think of it as an alarm bell that rings before the rest of your brain even understands what triggered it. Neuroscientist Joseph LeDoux spent decades mapping this exact circuit. He found that a sound or a shadow can reach your amygdala and trigger a full-body fear response in a matter of milliseconds. Long before the thinking part of your brain, the part that could tell you it was just the wind, even gets the message. Why would your body be built to react before it understands? Because for most of human history, understanding first could get you killed. Picture your ancestors on the open grassland, tens of thousands of years ago. A rustle in the tall grass might be wind, it might be a leopard. The humans who paused to calmly analyze the rustle, weighing probabilities, considering the evidence, were sometimes right. But the humans who flinched first and asked questions later were the ones who survived long enough to have children. Over hundreds of thousands of generations, that flinch got wired in deeper and deeper. You are not descended from the calm ones. You are descended from the ones who jumped. This is sometimes called the smoke detector principle, a term used by evolutionary psychiatrist Randolph Nesse. A smoke detector that goes off too easily is annoying. A smoke detector that fails to go off during an actual fire is fatal. So, evolution built you with a smoke detector that is tuned to go off constantly, dozens of false alarms for every real threat, because one missed real threat could end your bloodline completely. Your anxious brain is not broken. It is doing exactly what it was built to do. It would rather embarrass you 1,000 times than let you die once. But here is where it gets stranger. Your fear response is not just fast. It is selective. And it is selective in ways that reveal exactly what almost killed your ancestors. In the 1970s, psychologist Martin Seligman ran a series of experiments on what he called prepared learning. He showed people images of snakes, spiders, and angry faces, paired with mild electric shocks. Then he showed other people images of flowers, mushrooms, and neutral objects, paired with the exact same shocks. The fear response to snakes and spiders formed almost instantly and was incredibly hard to unlearn. The fear response to flowers barely formed at all, even with repeated shocks. Your brain, it turns out, comes preloaded with a short list of ancient dangers. Snakes, spiders, heights, angry faces staring at you. These were the threats that shaped your ancestors for millions of years, long before cars, electricity, or deadlines existed. You can walk past a wall socket 1,000 times without a flicker of fear, even though it could genuinely kill you. But show most people a spider crawling across the floor, and the reaction is immediate. That is not logic. That is inherited memory, written into your nervous system by every ancestor who did not survive the ones that came before you. So your brain is not measuring the actual danger of the modern world. It is still running a threat map drawn up on the savanna. And that mismatch is where things get uncomfortable. Neuroscientist and researcher Robert Sapolsky, who spent years studying stress hormones in wild baboons, discovered something unsettling about how this ancient system behaves when it is aimed at modern life. In the wild, a zebra's stress response turns on for the 3 minutes it is being chased by a lion and then turns completely off the moment it escapes. It goes back to grazing like nothing happened. Humans do not do this. Sapolsky found that human beings can trigger the exact same stress hormones, the same flood of cortisol and adrenaline, just by thinking about a threat. A bill you have not paid. A message you have not answered. A conversation that might go badly tomorrow. Your body cannot tell the difference between a lion and a bad thought. It reacts to both with the same ancient alarm system. And unlike the zebra, you can keep that alarm ringing for hours, days, sometimes years, because the threat lives only in your imagination, and your imagination never runs out of fuel. This is the twist hiding underneath all of it. The system built to save your life on the savanna is now one of the biggest sources of suffering in a world with almost none of the dangers it was built for. You are not weak for feeling anxious before a presentation or hyper-aware walking to your car in an EMP.